Today we're diving into the incredible story of Pentatonix, the group that proved you don't need instruments to rock the music world. What happens when you take 5 uber-talented vocalists, drop the instruments, and add a dash of holiday magic? You get Pentatonix, an a cappella phenomenon that went from humble beginnings to Grammy-winning superstars. In this video, we'll explore their rise to fame, why they became so big, why people absolutely love them, and even touch on a bit of controversy and gossip along the way. Trust me, there's a lot more to their journey than just cool covers and Christmas songs. Pentatonix wasn't always the polished group you see today. In fact, their origin is downright heartwarming. It all began with 3 friends in high school, Scott Hoying, Kirsten Maldonado, and Mitch Grassi, in Arlington, Texas. They were choir nerds who formed a tiny a cappella trio, just for fun. Legend has it they even posted a cover of Lady Gaga's Telephone on YouTube in 2010, and it went viral enough to get them noticed locally. That early taste of fame gave them a spark. Fast forward to 2011, Scott hears about a TV singing competition called NBC's The Sing-Off and wants to audition. The only problem? They needed 5 members to compete, not 3. So, in a scramble worthy of a Hollywood script, they found Avi Kaplan and Kevin Olusola, literally just one day before the audition. Talk about last minute luck. Despite barely knowing each other, the chemistry was instant. Kevin later said, "We had this musical synergy that I had never felt before." With their new 5-part harmony, Pentatonix went on to win season 3 of The Sing-Off in 2011, impressing even the judges. Sarah Bareilles, one of the judges, called them innovators, pushing boundaries in the right ways. That victory was their big break. Suddenly, they were the little a cappella group that could. Now, you'd think winning a TV show would guarantee instant stardom, but not so fast. Pentatonix hit a bump right after the Sing-Off win. In 2011, just as they moved to Los Angeles with stars in their eyes, their new record label dropped them unexpectedly. Ouch. Imagine going from triumph to uncertainty overnight. Scott Hoying later admitted it was really sad. But in true Pentatonix fashion, they turned a setback into an opportunity. Instead of giving up, they decided to make YouTube their stage. Now freed from a restrictive reality show record deal, which Scott said was pretty rough anyway, they poured their energy into creating viral content online. And boy, did that pay off. They uploaded cover after cover, pop hits, vintage medleys, and eventually their famous Christmas songs, showcasing their killer harmonies and inventive arrangements. Soon, the internet was buzzing about this quirky a cappella band. Within a couple of years, Pentatonix YouTube channel exploded to over 8 million followers, and it just kept growing. As of now, they have over 20 million subscribers on YouTube. Yes, 20 million. Tuning in for those goosebump-inducing vocals. They basically became YouTube superstars, racking up hundreds of millions of views on videos like Daft Punk Medley and Hallelujah. In fact, that Daft Punk mashup won them their first Grammy Award in 2015. Scott marveled in the Grammys, "We recorded this song in a bedroom closet, and now we're Grammy winners." Talk about coming a long way from singing in a high school choir room. Pentatonix understood the power of social media early on. They weren't just posting videos, they were engaging with fans everywhere. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Scott and Kevin have said that social media was their biggest power move, helping them connect with fans and even land a new record deal with RCA. It allowed them to build a personal bond with their audience. As Mitch explained, it lets fans keep up with their lives and feel like they knew the group. This online-first strategy was pretty revolutionary at the time for a band. By being approachable internet personalities and amazing performers, Pentatonix cultivated a massive, dedicated fan base that major labels couldn't ignore. Sure enough, they eventually got signed to a bigger, better label and were back to a traditional path, but on their own terms. They also made some savvy moves to stay in the spotlight. Remember the movie Pitch Perfect 2? Pentatonix had a cameo in the 2015 sequel, playing a fictional snobby Canadian a cappella team, a funny in-joke since they are the real-world champs. Fans in the theater freaked out seeing their faves on the big screen. The cameo was cheesy on purpose. Mitch joked it was like going back to our sing-off roots, but cheesier. Yet, it introduced Pentatonix to even more listeners who might not have seen them online. So, how did Pentatonix get so big and earn such a devoted following? In a crowded music industry, they had a unique edge. Everything they do is without instruments. It's their vocals creating all the melody, rhythm, and even the bass and drums. That novelty caught people's attention, but talent kept people hooked. Each member is like a superhero with their own power. Scott's smooth lead vocals, Mitch's mind-blowing high range, Kirsten's rich tone, Kevin's unbelievable beatboxing, sometimes while playing cello. Yes, he can do both at once. And originally Avi's super deep bass, now continued by Matt. They proved a cappella can slap just as hard as any pop band with guitars and synths. As Scott once said, when skeptics doubted vocal groups, major labels and radio would be like, a cappella is gimmicky, it will never be a real thing. Now we're like, it's going to be a real thing, watch. And he was right, they made it a real thing. Another reason people adore Pentatonix is their creative arrangements. They don't just sing covers note for note, they reinvent the songs. For example, they'll take a hit like Evolution of Music or Bohemian Rhapsody and transform it into an epic multi-genre journey using only voices. It's the wow factor of how did they even do that? Many of their covers even outshined the originals in popularity. And as they grew, they started writing original songs too, proving they're not just a cover band. Fun fact, they even took French lessons to flawlessly cover a French pop song, Stromae's Pow Pow Tai, showing their dedication. Note, I didn't take those classes, so I probably just pronounced that very wrong. Crucially, Pentatonix brings a lot of positivity and personality to the table. They're goofy and down to earth in their vlogs and interviews, which makes fans feel connected. Over the years, they've amassed some famous fans as well. Kelly Clarkson, Channing Tatum, even Imogen Heap and Bonnie Hunt are Pentatonix lovers. Kelly Clarkson was so obsessed that when she met them she said, I literally just watched every single one of your videos, and Pentatonix later even toured with her. Imagine Kelly Clarkson fangirling over Pentatonix, and when actor Channing Tatum shared one of their videos, Kirsten freaked out. He's seen us, she laughed. Moments like that show how relatable the group remains despite their fame. They still get starstruck and excited, which is pretty endearing. And we can't ignore the obvious, their live shows. If you've ever seen Pentatonix in concert or even just on YouTube, you know they bring insane energy. With no instruments to hide behind, every member has to shine, and they do. They even have quirky pre-show rituals, like Kirsten brushing her teeth for good luck, Scott downing a Red Bull, and Avi, believe it or not, taking a nap to relax his voice. Unusual warm-ups, but hey, whatever works. When fans see how much fun Pentatonix is having on stage, it's infectious. The crowd often sings along in harmony. It's a big a cappella love fest. One big factor in Pentatonix's mega success is something you might not expect: Christmas music. These guys pretty much own Christmas at this point, starting with their 2014 holiday album That's Christmas to Me, which went platinum. They discovered that people love a cappella holiday songs. Their versions of carols like Mary Did You Know and Little Drummer Boy became staples on everyone's Christmas playlist. In fact, by 2019, Pentatonix had released so many hit holiday records that half of their top 10 albums were Christmas albums. Half! Scott even joked that doing Christmas music was one of our smartest moves. He's not wrong though. Every December their songs dominate YouTube and iTunes as families queue up festive playlists. Why Christmas? Kirsten Maldonado once explained it well. A cappella and Christmas music are a perfect match. It's all about the warm, joyful feeling and rich vocals, which Pentatonix delivers in spades. Plus, around the holidays, people crave nostalgic feel-good tunes, and Pentatonix harmonies are like a mug of cocoa for your ears. They've managed to become as much part of the modern Christmas season as Mariah Carey or Michael Bublé. No joke, they're right up there. They even pop on TV specials and parades. Spreading cheer. Basically, when you think Christmas music, a lot of folks now think Pentatonix. That annual boost has certainly helped keep them in the limelight and win new fans each year. Now in 2025, Pentatonix is a certified global sensation. They've sold out arenas worldwide, won 3 Grammy Awards and counting, and even earned a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2023. A true sign they've made it to the music legend status. Not bad for a group that the industry once told, a cappella will never be a real thing. They've shown the world that innovation and authenticity can carve out a niche in pop culture. New a cappella groups and TV shows have popped up following their example, but Pentatonix remain the gold standard. Alright, I think it's time to wrap this one up. It's safe to say that Pentatonix's rise from scrappy high school trio to a cappella icons is one of the most unique success stories in music. They had setbacks, they had doubters, but they also had the talent and the hustle to turn YouTube views into worldwide fame. And they did it while staying true to themselves and supporting each other. If you made it this far, thanks for watching and hanging out with me in this deep dive. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite Pentatonix song. And without any further ado, thank you so much for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye.